guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am gonna give you a pregnancy update, and also I'm gonna talk about my birthing plan. So right now I'm on my 37th week, so I just have 3 weeks more to go until my actual due date. For the pregnancy update, I have been feeling okay lately. The only thing that I have is that difficulty of sleeping, because it's a little bit more harder to, get comfortable in the bed. I usually go to bed by 10, but lately I have been staying up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for me to be able to fall asleep. Very uncomfortable feeling and a lot of pressure on my lower abdomen, and also I am having Braxton Hicks here and there. That's basically what I have been feeling lately. Other than that, I don't have any problem at all. I have been working hard on my baby corner. Now it's done. I just have to put up a couple of stuff, but basically a baby could live in that corner. All the drawers are organized, all her laundry are washed. The only thing I have to do is wash and sanitize some bottles and my breast pump, and my hospital bag is packed. I have a video on that also. I will link it down below for you to see it. So mainly today I want to talk about my birthing plan and why I decided to take that route this time. So just to give you an idea of my first pregnancy, I have a normal pregnancy all throughout it, and I was gonna have a natural delivery or vaginal delivery. My due date was July 8th, but on July 5th my water broke. I was alone in the house, so I called my husband. I was terrified and I was shaking and crying, and I'm like, my water just broke, just come home. And it was like, just call the hospital and tell them what happened. And I did call the hospital, and they were saying they let me lie down and they let me feel my belly if I could feel the baby. I'm like, no, I can feel her. I can't feel her. So they were saying to just come in. So I called my husband again. I said, I have to come in, and you have to go home. You have to come home because I am terrified. My mother-in-law was off work, so they're just at home. So I just called her to pick me up and drive me to the hospital. And yeah, it was just like out of nowhere. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I don't know what's going on. It was my first time. I didn't know what was going on. I just want to be in the hospital. I looked horrible. We drove to the hospital and I didn't have any contraction at all. They examined my discharge and they found a meconium. Meconium is this greenish discharge, and that means that your baby pooped inside you. So that's why they suggest to induce me right there and then, because you can't really wait for too long when the baby poops inside you. It takes a little bit for the medicine to kick in. So we came in around 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't start any contraction up until, I don't know, like later in the afternoon. And I labored for a good, I don't know, around 6 to 7 hours. And when I was experiencing that labor, it was really bad, and I asked for epidural because I couldn't handle the pain. So they gave me epidural, and they have this belt that monitor the baby's heartbeat and stuff like that. So I was dilating up until 5 centimeters, and it stays like that for like a good while. It didn't progress or anything, and then there was a time that they couldn't find the baby's heartbeat, and I started bleeding. So they couldn't figure out what it is. They couldn't find the heartbeat and stuff. So they suggest for me to have an emergency cesarean section. And me and my husband was so terrified. We're just looking at each other. I'm like, let's just go through it. I just want my baby out. I just want to make sure everything is okay. So we went through the emergency CS. On my last visit with my OB, he was saying that I was very tiny, but don't worry. His mom was like me too, and she had all vaginal birth for the 4 of them. So he was like encouraging me that maybe you could do vaginal birth. But then when we get to the hospital, I ended up with an emergency CS, and I kind of expected it already because 2 of my sister, they haven't had any vaginal birth. They have emergency CS. My other sister has 2 kids and both of them are CS. So we went through it. The only part that terrified me was the part where they gave you the epidural. That terrifies me. I was like so still and don't move. That was a terrifying part for me. The whole surgery process went so well, and the incision that they made was really low that I could still wear a bikini in the summertime. I was really glad about that. And the only thing that I had a little bit of a problem was after the surgery, the aftermath of the anesthesia that they gave me. I was shivering and all that, so but the recovery process was really smooth, and yeah, I went through it, and I had a very healthy baby, which is Lexi right now. Now on my second pregnancy, I was reading, I was researching of like what is my options, and a lot of people are going through VBAC after cesarean section. So that means you could have a vaginal birth after a cesarean section. After a cesarean section. And the incision that I have is horizontal, so that gives me an option, that gives me a choice to go VBAC after my CS. I put it into consideration that I have an emergency CS with my first one, and all the, you know, the complications that I had with her, like during the delivery process. Considering that I have a very normal pregnancy though, kind of like gave me a second thought of what I'm gonna do. But considering that I have an emergency CS with all of that, no heartbeat and the bleeding and the meconium and all that stuff, so I just told my husband I want to go schedule the cesarean section this time and don't go through that process again. And yeah, we agreed that we are just gonna schedule it. So this time we decided that we're gonna schedule it. When I had my 32nd week appointment, my doctor told me to get the schedule or set the schedule for the cesarean section, and they have to set it up, so I have to let the receptionist know, and I did, and I told her my due date 2 weeks later when I came in and asked her. I said, do you have my cesarean schedule? And she said, oh, what schedule? And I was like, I gave you my due date 2 weeks ago for you to be able to schedule me for a CS section. So I was 35 weeks going 36. She don't have my schedule, and I was freaking out. My husband was so upset. We were so upset coming home. And even my doctor said, you know, you're almost 36 weeks, you have to know your schedule. And I was like, yeah, I have to talk to your receptionist because she has my due date and everything. And yeah, we were freaking out because I was feeling a lot of pressure already. With my first, I was early, so I just don't want to go into labor and don't know what to do because we don't have any plan, we don't have any dates and stuff. So I was freaking out. So the following day, and she was so rude about it too, and she was like, hospital has a waiting list and blah blah blah. And the following day after my appointment, I called her back again and I said, well, did you get a hold of the hospital and get my schedule? And she said, well, I tell you already yesterday that there's a waiting list in the hospital and I can do nothing about it. And I said, well, I'm on my 36 weeks and I have been feeling a lot of pressure and cramping here and there, so what if I go on labor next week, what I'm gonna do? I said, so on my next appointment on Wednesday, could you tell me by then my schedule? And she said, well, I can't really guarantee that. Really? I am going into a major surgery and I have to know, like, I can't be on a waiting list. Considering that I'm on my 36 weeks, a whole another story. If I'm on my 30th week, fine, I will wait, you know, but I'm towards the end of my pregnancy, I can't be on a waiting list. So thank God when I came in on my next appointment, she has my schedule and everything. We signed the papers and stuff like that, and we also decided to have my tube tied and be done with the baby making and focus on the career and have our life on a good place after this baby, and just for me to get a more stable job and stuff. Yeah, we have the date and I won't tell you. I will just surprise you when the baby comes. Everything's settled now. We're just waiting for the date of the surgery, and I also have an appointment for the pre-operative assessment. Go through all the process and explain you everything. This is gonna be the first for us because the first time we didn't schedule it, but everything is set. We are so excited, and we're just waiting for we are waiting for that date. So that is my birthing plan. I think the most important thing is, as long as you deliver a healthy baby, it really doesn't matter on, like, you know, which way are you gonna go. Are you gonna go vaginal birth, cesarean section, or are you gonna go home birth, which a lot of people are doing lately. I would love to do that. I would love to experience the labor again. I would love to experience the vaginal birth, but I don't want to risk the safety of my baby and for myself as well. You know, you could do whatever you want, you could do, or you could do whatever you think is best for you and the baby, and as long as you have a healthy baby, as I said, that's the most important thing. So I don't feel bad going through the process. I don't feel bad with my decision. You know, I feel like this is the best option for us, and for sure, once I am settled with the baby and all that stuff, I would give you an update for sure of, you know, how the delivery goes, how everything goes and stuff like that. Just to give you a heads up, I might do a lot of a few of the pre-filmed video for me to just fill in that time where I couldn't do any video, because you know, it will be a little bit hectic in the house, considering that I have a toddler and a newborn in the house. I don't think I could do video for a little bit, so I will try and pre-film some videos for you guys, and hopefully that will fill in the time that I won't be able to do any video. So anyways, thank you again for watching, and I hope this gives you a little bit of update of how I've been doing lately. I will see you hopefully soon on my next one. Bye!